we should be changing over. I don't know, who do we want to know? Who do we want to run since we don't have Charles or Ernie?
What was the question?
Who wants to run the meetings since we don't have a president here?
Susan,
Vice President.
you did? You've done it before?
I can, I need to run get myself an agenda because I can't see it.
Oh, I apologize
Here,
for
I can
putting
do
you
it.
on the
I can do
spot.
Okay.
12, you ready?
Yes.
It's 12:06 p.m. We'll call to order the Economic Development Corporation meeting. Susan, will you do a roll call?
Yes, I will. Maybe. Okay. Bob Breedlove. Here. Charles Parker. Ernie LaFleur. John Chambers.
Here.
Maria Davenport. Here. Tom Trimble. Jerry Akins.
Here.
We have a quorum.
We don't have any presentations. Don't see anyone here for public forum. So we'll go down to, I skipped consent agenda. Look, I've already messed up my first meeting to lead. So consent agenda, we just have one item, and that's the approval of the minutes.
Should have been in your packet.
And I make a motion, we accept the minutes.
We have a motion, first, do we have a second?
I second.
Jerry Akins seconds. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Alright, so now we'll go to agenda item 1, discussion of the November 7th, 2023 special election for sales and use tax reallocation. We've talked about this several times. The council has officially ordered the election, so it will be on the November ballot. We are working with CWJ Strategies to be very effective in our messaging, so they will be putting out, I think we're going to do 3 different mailers. We're going to do some targeted to over 65 because now those voters that are over 65 can request mail-in ballots. So we're going to do a couple of mailers a little bit early for the over 65 to make sure they have the information in their hands prior to getting any mail-in ballots that they may be requesting. I saw the first draft of that one today. Hopefully it'll go out tomorrow or early next week.
Nice.
They are also going to be doing a video for us. I think they're going to shoot that tomorrow. So they've really hit the ground running. This was all just approved, last Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
So we're really excited to be working with them. I think they're going to do a great job of making sure that our messaging is clear and precise on what this election means for our community. So we're really excited about that. So any questions on that election? Okay.
Sounds good.
Right. And then item number 2, discussion of the October 2023 meeting. Susan, you want to do that one? Or you want me to?
I can. The Tyler Economic Development Corporation will be doing their annual luncheon in October. And so we were wondering if you all would like to have a table for that, and we will use that as our October meeting. I believe, is it the same day or the week
It's the
before?
same day as our
Meeting.
Which is the 12th?
Yes, I believe.
and I already bought a table, so
Oh,
hopefully.
good. Yes, hopefully we agree with that. I love it.
Yes, it is October 12th.
Thank you.
At Green Acres Event Center.
Okay.
No, it's not Liberty Brookshire, huh?
Nope, it's at the crosswalk.
It's a crosswalk. So, if everyone is good with that, then we'll just use that as our meeting.
Sounds good to
If
me.
for some reason you can't be there, just please let us know and we'll.
Yeah, I want to make sure our table's full, so.
Right.
You know. Okay, if y'all are good with that, that's what we'll do.
Good. Awesome.
Why did I have rescheduled the October meeting date? Because that's what made me think.
Because
it
it's
was
on
a
the
bit-
they're on the same day, and so we either need
Okay.
to not have, we'll count that as our meeting, or we need to have a separate meeting date, so.
So sorry, I was thinking.
I think that's probably,
And they made
if I
it.
climb inside your brain, that's probably.
Please don't do
I
that.
don't know that I
You'll
wanna
be
do it
scared. You'll be scared. And I apologize, I didn't bring my calendar with me. That's what I'm missing.
And they'll meet at noon. It'll start at noon.
I think it's 11:30.
You see, I thought,
Oh, is that what it was?
right, it's the week before. Our meeting will be the 19th. This is
Oh,
actually is on the
okay.
12th. It's the week
Oh,
before.
yep, but I had it on my calendar for the 12th.
So we were gonna do Economic Development 101 on the 12th,
Okay.
so
And that all got
that's all I got confused,
redone,
Okay, that's fine.
rescheduled. That's actually in November on our regular third Thursday.
Okay.
We'll do the Economic Development 101 with Betty Russo.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll go to the Tyler EDC annual lunch on the 12th
12th.
and not hold a meeting on the
On the
19th.
19th.
That works better for
Is
me.
that 11:30?
Yes, 11:30 to 1.
Do you need a motion?
No.
As long as everyone is good, we'll just, okay.
All right. So that takes us to item 3, update on 109 East Main. So I've been doing a lot of work with our architect and contractor team. Our initial cost estimates for that project, not including furniture, is about 7.4 million.
Oh,
That's what I said, Bob. When I got that email, I was like, oh, and they've cross-checked with a third-party price estimator, so
how much is that foot?
that's about 600 a square foot. So, that was first round, like all the bells and whistles that tend to come in, and so we've gone back and asked them to cut quite a few things and get us some different cost estimates on some other materials. and-
Bathroom's
and those
optional.
types of things.
No roof.
Well, you know, I mean, there's some bathroom walls that we could not put tile on that are okay with just drywall, you know, some of those kind of things, different ceiling tiles, different lighting packages. Maybe cut some of the decorative exterior finish off the stairwell,
Aw.
you know, I mean, I know, but, we can still
Yeah.
have a really nice building
For
and it'd
sure.
be, a little bit cheaper. So I'm supposed to get updated cost estimates back a week from tomorrow, so we'll keep you posted on that, but the architect was telling me he thinks we're probably about 3 months out on their construction, documents being finished, so we still got a little bit, still working to value engineer some things on that building, but that's where we stand today. So we'll see what they come back with. Any other questions on that? If not, we'll move to item number 4, update and demonstration of Bludot Software.
So, a couple of meetings ago, you all said go ahead and purchase our CRM software, and this is what it is. This is our Bludot software. I've done a couple of trainings on it. They haven't been truly in-depth yet. That will happen. We'll have more training whenever I get that scheduled. But I wanted to give you an idea and let you see just how easy this actually is. It's just an app that you would download on your phone. And once we start going out talking with businesses, or even if we're just someone calls us on the phone and we want to have a conversation with them, we can log in all of the information here. Currently, we have, let me see where I need to go. Sorry, I'm still learning this. I do apologize. Here are all of the businesses that, when we purchased the software, they did a download for us, and here we go. Here's everything that they downloaded for us. So there's quite a bit in here. Part of it is not inside the city limits. So at some point, I will need to go through. There is a way that you can move those around and see just city limits, or those just outside the city limits.
Perfect.
So I'll have to go through that. I have not had a chance to do so yet. I was gonna show you, I saw Hicken.
So you can kind of sort here by NAICS code or,
Yes.
you know, other types of businesses. So
And then you
that's
have
great.
all of these here, you can see.
Oh, this is great.
The far right, what is the plus number?
Those are just tags that you can filter by, maybe, yeah.
Filters. And you can create your own filters if there's one that you want to see, we can create it if it's not here.
So those are business size, business age.
Number of employees or anything like that on there anywhere?
When you click on them,
like
I-
business
Said
size.
business size, yeah.
yeah,
Business
I
size
just
will be
don't
that.
know if any of these, I had looked at one.
Click on 110 dental, Susan, I can tell you.
110.
Up, you were on it,
Oh,
right
there, sorry. I can't see that far away.
Seriously.
Oh, because I'm in city limits.
Go to profile, up in the, right.
There.
So estimated before you count.
Mhm.
So 7.
So I was looking for Hicken, because I noticed in there, because when I was playing with this and seeing how it all worked, because Hicken is the owners of scooters, and because I've done, my email is linked with this, as you can see, we have our email accounts all linked here. Anytime there's an email to or from these linked accounts, it will add it in here automatically, so it keeps a record for you. And because we had done the project with Hicken, and all of my project notes, all of the emails that had gone back and forth, they would show up here, I think in the notes is where it was. Where is that?
Super cool.
Find
You
it.
can search at the top when it's got all those businesses listed too. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
I think I spelled that right.
Chicken.
No, I spelled, that's cute. Maybe I didn't spell H-I-C-K.
Is it under scooters maybe?
Well, I thought it was under Hicken, because I was surprised about that.
There's Coffee House.
Yeah, you must have seen it under Hickett, because I don't know how it would have known to.
You wouldn't know. It was under Hicken, but I don't understand why. I can't find it now.
So
Right
any,
at the very bottom.
Ah,
Chicken, okay. So any reports that you would run from this would be just a matter of lists, not any
I don't have
activity
any,
kind of reports or anything.
I don't really have anything to run a report on. I don't know, why am I not seeing that? Because I saw it was on. Okay, well, when I looked at it this weekend, it was there. I don't know why it's not there now. Because it showed all of my emails.
Oh, your emails.
What's under projects?
Oh, the wall.
Oh, okay. There they are.
So unfortunately, I haven't done a lot of reports, Jerry, so I'm not sure.
Right, right.
I don't think it will just be lists. I think there will be metrics that we can
Oh, okay.
actually use.
You create a report.
There are a way to do, we can create our own surveys. And they have some surveys already done for us.
Would automatically send email for that
Yes.
survey?
Yes, when you get the survey that you want, either one that they already have done or one that we create, you can pick and choose. There's a way to pick who you want, or you can send to all. You can
Certainly you could apply filters.
You can apply filters like the NAICS codes. You can send it to all of one certain kind of.
Specialized, yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
It's all,
That is very
that's
good.
all there.
It's
apologize.
really robust for how cheap it was.
That's what we're after.
Exactly.
Yes.
Cheap and robust.
What is this called? What is the software?
Bludot.
Bludot.
So it's developed by economic development
Yes.
professionals, so.
It- It's actually, it's designed by them, and it's intended, it's one of the few CRMs that's intended for economic developers.
That's exciting.
So, I know that's not the best overview of it, but hopefully that gives you an idea of what we're working with.
Okay.
How do you envision using it? Just as a way to communicate with people in one spot?
And to keep up with what's, because I think
Contacts?
that the purpose of our subcommittees was to start having people go out and talk with the businesses who are already here, introduce ourselves, see what they need. We need to develop some programs, and one of the subcommittees that what they're supposed to be doing, once we get some programs developed, then we can go out and talk to businesses, you know, if we want to do facade grants, if we want to talk about Encore, that they have energy efficiency grants. And once we put our notes in about that, but then if we are collecting that information that they want to apply for grants, then it would all be collected in here as well, and we can keep up with.
If you haven't dealt with CRM in general, very often, the main purpose is when information changes hands a lot, that it basically just streamlines the handoff process. So like in sales, you wanna close the business, right? So it walks it all the way to a PO typically, so.
And at what point would we be able to download that app? Play with it
I'm
some?
sorry,
Download, you said we could individually download the app.
it's, I'll have to get that to you, it's
No,
just.
I'm not rushing or
Bludot.
anything, I was just curious.
I believe it's just Bludot communication dot.
I think we wanna get to the point where we're ready to have those that are gonna use
Use
it,
it
come
for
into a
training.
little bit of a training.
Yes.
So,
Okay, that sounds good.
Susan's kind of been in the setup phase of that, for now, and I think, you know, in the next month or two, maybe we can get that scheduled. Do you think, Susan, is that realistic?
That's-
I mean, I know today's not the day to ask.
Are all three of y'all admins to the system?
I think right now it's just
I think it's
Susan,
just me.
but we'll, as we move through it,
We'll have more.
yes, don't ever have just one
Yep.
on anything.
Why do you think I asked?
Yeah,
God forbid.
No,
It happens.
but Bob, to kind of go to your point, so like the subcommittee that Jerry is on, they're tasked with going through and talking to all these businesses. Well, they're a subcommittee of 3, and then what do they do with that information once they
Yeah.
get it? And how do we make sure we all have access to see it? And
Put it all in
so,
one spot.
yeah, and we had talked through a couple of things and looked at a couple of things, like, can we do this in Excel? Can we do this through like Smartsheet, which we already have? And there's just nothing that was really efficient. We were gonna spend a whole lot of time
Yeah.
banging our head against the walls. And what I really liked about this, just having the list of businesses in town already done with their NAICS codes and all that was worth the fee that we
I
paid for
know.
the software development.
Yes.
So,
So awesome.
So here are some of the surveys that are already created.
can I do that business retention and expansion one, Susan, maybe?
So this is not how it looks when it goes out to them. This is the actual building of it. I'm thinking. I thought there was a
Oh, this is good, I like these.
preview.
Usually it's at the end.
This
I actually
is-
just had to do training for something
What does
almost
that, that
identical.
says save and what?
Save and next.
Save next. The following, okay. Not sending it to anyone.
You might try the 3 dots over in the far right, maybe?
This one.
Preview. Yeah.
So it would look similar to this. Oh, sorry. I thought that was, let me see the next page. So, and then what's in the other screen where we were still setting everything up, it will give you the option there, I believe, to pick who you wanted the emails to go to.
That's very good, very versatile.
Awesome. Thank you.
Any questions or?
Not smart
Something
enough
new.
to have questions yet, but it
We'll
looks
plug away
great.
on it.
Yeah, that's, I still feel that way to a point. I'm still learning it, so,
Yeah, it's
yeah, but yes, we'll get,
sophisticated.
we'll get together with who is going to be using it and then, create, we'll figure out a good day to have a meeting with, Leave, her name is Leave, with Bludot. She's an excellent trainer. I've not had any issues with her. She's really great.
Awesome.
Pretty cool.
Okay.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Good job.
So Susan's done all that. I don't even have a login. So.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I do. Like I said, Susan's done it all, so
Yes, you do.
I do have a login. My bad.
That's okay. Sorry.
No, that's okay. You're right. So we'll move on to item number 5, work plan subcommittee reports discussion, which we have no update. We've been kind of covered up with budget and tax rate adoption. Now that we're past that, hopefully we'll get some time to get the subcommittees back together and get working on that. We can get Bludot up and running. I think that was kind of the holdup. There were several committees waiting on these, on Bludot, and so we'll get that kind of going.
But this solves more than just one. I mean, this is the survey and the list of businesses. That's 2 in 1. That's a twofer.
Yeah, and
That's great.
I'm really impressed to see that it had pulled all those emails in for Hicken. That's incredible. That'll be so beneficial on a lot of other things too.
Definitely.
So yeah, we're really excited about it. So again, on subcommittee, we don't have a lot to report on. I mean, one of the other big items for subcommittees was the election that we're doing. So we're
Yes.
making progress on those things, even if we're not meeting to accomplish those
Oh,
goals.
sure.
So that's all I have on that.
Will that bring it to a quarter, or eighth to a quarter? or-
Yes. So it'll take economic development from from an eighth to a quarter. And then we're trying to get rid of the sales tax to reduce property tax, which is now 3/8 of 1%, and change it to just general revenue. Still goes into the general fund, like it has been. It just means that hopefully I don't have to call Austin every year when we go to calculate our property tax rate. So, the council is still highly committed to continuing to lower the property tax rate. It's not gonna mean we're raising property tax rates, so, wanna make sure that's really clear. So yes, we're getting rid of the sales tax to reduce property tax, but it's gonna have no impact on the amount of sales tax or property tax
Wow.
that people pay. So,
It's really just moving money around.
yeah, increasing the
Shifting.
allocation to the EDC, reducing the amount that goes to the general fund. That's it. So that's all I have on subcommittee reports. Susan, can you hand me so I can share my screen? During
yes.
that board? So, the city was approached by Lamar, that as you all know does billboards all over, about a unique project. They came in wanting to talk about electronic billboards in the city. We do not allow the construction of any new billboards in the city limits. However, we do have a council member that has expressed concern over us having an electronic message board sign that the city can use in the city limits. And so, as we were talking, one of the things that came up is maybe a shared use kind of digital billboard that is more of a monument sign feel than a billboard sign. This is their first design that they have sent to me. It wasn't exactly what I had in mind. But I do think there's some value in discussing it. So Lamar would own and operate the sign and would obviously charge for advertising space on this sign. But it would be branded with the city logo in the middle. And of course we would have, if we were to allow it, we would have some requirements about how much messaging we were able to put on the sign without a charge. So I just really wanted to open it up for discussion and see what you all thought about it.
What's the dimensions, roughly?
I don't know that they
Looks
said.
like about an 85-inch screen TV.
I know we talked about it,
Pretty
but I don't.
No, it's certainly bigger than that.
And if you, what is that location? What is that? Oh, right across from CBS.
The size of that white car, so 18 feet.
Yeah.
Are they gonna pay the city some?
Yeah, we'd have to
Lease
work
fees
out
or-
some of the details.
Huh.
But before we went too far down a rabbit hole of specifics, because this type of sign wouldn't be allowed under our current sign regulations. And, you know, there is some concern about us doing it for ourselves when we may not necessarily allow it for everyone else. So we've got to be pretty specific in how we write those changes.
What would be the purpose of it for us? I mean, how would it benefit the city?
So we could put things on it like National Night Out or
Instead
the
of the
Fall
banner,
Sweep for Keep
yeah.
White House Beautiful, Community Garage Sale Day, Christmas on Main. I mean, yeah, rather
Right,
than having
rather
banners
than
or
banners.
signs.
Burn ban, anything.
Yeah.
I would like it if it was just city business, but I don't know if I can stand to see two more attorney faces up there. And you know that's what would be there first.
Any other billboards in town?
I don't know.
They are all grandfathered, there's nothing
Static billboards, they're not electronic.
new. Yes.
Tyler has a deal that you have to take down two before you can put one up.
So, is there a difference between the classification of a billboard and just some other?
And I think that's what they were probably getting to here because of the size, it being smaller, the location, you know, a giant billboard size obviously would be way too large to go in that corner location right there. Susan, do you know that, I don't know that I certainly don't know the definition of a
I would,
billboard.
I'm sure I didn't read that.
Oh, I'm just curious,
We
'cause
need-
It's double
like White House Baptist, First Baptist
I think
White
it's just
House put an electronic one up,
Welcome to White
and
House.
it's
But it's
small.
small, I think it has to
Kind of
do
thing
with the
on each
size.
side.
Okay.
The school district has one. But again, it's
Mm.
the
It doesn't work.
size, it's not,
Well, and so a monument marquee sign, the quote that we have at our community center is about $65,000 for one.
So life expectancy on something like that? Are you like maintaining it every 5 years, or
I'm sure, I mean,
that's, so it's 65 going on divided by 5 years or whatever?
Who owns the property on that corner?
it's not us. So we'd have to look
Really?
at that too. We do think that property owner would be open to either a purchase or a lease, cause it's so small that I don't know that there's anything that can really be done with that. So I think a long-term lease, they would probably be more open to, and we would require the sign company to negotiate that. But this is, when we were meeting, let me share my screen again, I wanted to make sure to pull it up. Obviously not this size, but this is more what, that size is way too big, but I mean, I was like, can we find something that's more
Classy.
monument,
yeah.
less billboard? And so that's kind of where we started. Again, this is just their first kind of back to design with us, because they've done these signs that the design they sent, they've done those before, but that's where I was going. And this is what they've come back with. But like I said, I thought it was worth getting your feedback on. Is it something that we're at all interested in?
I like the pole.
and I have a
Stop with
definition
something.
for you, John, for billboard.
Okay.
The billboard sign is any pole sign having a face exceeding 100 square feet and which promotes or advertises commodities or services available at a location other than where the sign is located, and shall include signs whose message space is available for lease, rent, or hire.
Wow, okay. It's really specific.
So renting out the space to just anybody would be income for the city.
It'd be income for Lamar.
Or for Lamar.
So we would have set parameters, either income-based, free messaging, free for us, messaging-based. Yeah, we'd have to work through the specifics of how that would work. But there is, so for us, I'm coming at it from, we have a need to be able to do electronic messaging, right? We have a need for the city to be able to put their events out, whether it's on a banner, whether it's on an electronic message board sign, whatever the case may be. We need to get that message out there. We do not have the staff, the expertise, or the willingness to manage our own sign. just don't have the bandwidth right now to do that. And so that's kind of where we were headed, was like, if somebody else can manage it, maintain it, we send them a graphic and it gets put out, that accomplishes some of our goal.
Are there other companies, like I assume Lamar competes against a number
Yeah,
of
I'm sure
companies?
there are different ones.
I guess,
There's not a big one around here. Most of them are Lamar signs around here, but there are a couple other companies.
I just didn't know if this is, like, there's any benefit to an RFI or
We
anything
could,
like
we
that.
could do an RFI, yeah, to see
I just didn't know.
if anybody else is interested, so.
Well, it's not ugly,
I don't hate the concept for sure.
right?
Okay.
Just has to benefit us more
Yeah,
than
I
them.
love that it would have our messaging out.
So we're open to it if we just refine it a
Do
little
you
bit
hate
more,
it?
I guess is
I
my
like that sign, it's
I like
not
the
quite as big
phone.
as,
I
the
just
one
don't
at
like
Grundy
the
and Plus,
electronic signs.
you ever set
At all.
That's,
Oh, right.
that
I can't
thing
read
is
them
like
fast
in your
enough.
car.
Right.
If it's a
Gotcha.
lot of
It's
stuff.
like huge.
which they've turned the brightness down on that when we met with them, they're like, we've adjusted
Oh,
the
really? Okay.
brightness.
Cause you sit there
to-"
at night at that light,
Yeah, they've,
Uh-huh.
Which one?
Grundy and Biloxi,
Yes,
it's like, it feels like it's just right there.
huge.
That brings in, flies from other cities.
okay, so we'll kind of refine this, we may shop it with some other groups too, you're not the only group I wanted to talk to about it, so. I think there's some benefit to shared messaging services, but I don't know that we've really honed in on what that looks like and what shape that takes, and so that's what I wanted your feedback on, to see if it's even worth kind of pursuing, so we'll go back to them and I'll share some feedback with them and.
And what is it, who's really getting it? 110? Is it facing, kind of north-south traffic?
I think so. I think you'd also be able to see it if you are westbound on 346, probably.
To me, it looks like it's
Angled.
angled.
Maybe those
So northbound and westbound?
southbound
Southbound, and then probably
Yeah,
west
south
and
east and
eastbound,
west.
maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Northbound, maybe not. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't think northbound's gonna be able to see it. But
I wonder how often the message changes. I know you don't know that kind of stuff yet, but.
Before
I mean,
you get it read?
based on the
Yeah.
one at Grande
Yes.
and
Halfway through.
Biloxi, I mean,
There is some kind of,
They
Tyler has
have their
something about how
timing.
often you
How
can change
yeah.
it.
Which I don't believe our ordinance addresses that, so that would be something, when we're writing, we would have to.
You don't wanna,
Yeah, our ordinance currently says you can't do it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll continue working on that, just wanted you to know that it's something that we're having conversations about, I don't know what the shape of it'll take.
Right.
but, yeah, they really wanted to come in and just put up electronic billboards, so we're like, no,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
what can we get out of this deal?
Yeah.
So,
do you mind saying which council member it was?
well, I think Mr. Lowe has expressed
Okay,
concerns about wanting some electronic messaging, at the community center, just in general.
I
So,
suspected, yeah, okay.
So I guess we're open, but with reservations.
That would perfectly describe, I think, and that's what we told them, look, we'll take it, we'll have to see, it's not allowed now.
The only other
Yeah.
option would be for us to do one like back here, right? Cause this is
Yeah,
in front of
we
the
probably to do our own,
property.
so, cause I would argue that if it's in front of our facility, we'd wanna make sure that it's our messaging, so.
Sure,
But then again, we can, but y'all can't.
we don't wanna manage it.
Well, we
Right.
can do a monument, we can do an electronic monument sign, that's allowed.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Right, because we have several of those in town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like what's at the high school, or, I'm trying to think, does anybody have a video one? I mean, Dairy Queen has a video
Very
pole sign.
Right, it's a pole sign. I mean, pole sign, monument sign, those types of things. I have an application on my desk right now for another one on 110. So
So those are allowed.
it's the
It's the off-premise.
off-premise and the billboard
Yeah.
Right.
size.
For advertising space for lease, I
Yeah,
think
yes.
is specifically.
Yeah.
Because our ordinance doesn't allow for off-premise signs either, which this is an off, you're advertising for off-premise.
Mhm.
So,
Cool.
okay, well, good feedback, thank you for that. No, I think the answer is, we're not quite there.
Yeah.
But maybe, what else can we see, so, okay. Good, all right, and then number 7, consider future agenda items, like I said, in October, we'll be at the Tyler EDC luncheon. We'll work on more training with Bludot. November, we'll have an update on the election, we'll know by then how that went, and maybe a time frame on when that, hopefully, if there's a change in the allocation, when that will take place.
And on the Economic Development 101 in November as well.
Yep,
Mhm.
oh, that's right, so. And that'll get us probably through the end of the year. Golly.
I'm just now learning to write 2023 on my document. About to change again.
Do y'all have anything that you're needing from us coming up? I think,
I know that my committee is basically on hold, cause I
Yeah.
didn't wanna keep doing the
yeah,
Excel entry, since y'all have already uploaded that. But I'd say we got through, 2/3 of the list.
okay, so staff reports, so we've seen commercial construction kind of slow down. We do have one commercial project that's kind of in the works, but it's just adding storage space to an existing commercial use, so. I did hear yesterday, and I haven't even had a chance to tell Susan this, that, Mr. Hall out at For Sale has some thoughts on how to move forward with his commercial properties that are available, so at least a potential project, hopefully gonna be ready to move forward there.
The Black Hawk ribbon cutting?
Is September 30th for the new pavilion, right? The 30th at 9 a.m.
Did you want us to go to that?
I'd love for you to come if you're available.
Is it a matter of public record, the facility that was going to open and then delayed?
Oh yeah, I think it's been talked about enough that we can talk about. You're talking about Taco Bell?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
is it still?
As far as I know, it's still just delayed. I haven't heard anything new from that. I know there's a lot of speculation and people chiming in on that, but as far as I know, it's still just delayed. They still have equipment out there.
Contracting sign is still up.
Yeah, so.
Crunchwrap sounds pretty good right now.
Well, actually,
Just
in
kidding.
where the old hat coffee place is.
I don't, it's just a metal building. I don't know.
It's big.
It's outside the city.
They're real
so I
big.
don't know.
Oh, it is outside the city?
So I don't know on that one. Trying to think if there's.
We've had just a few like small like retail establishments coming in. I've done certificate of occupancies, or I've at least received applications for those. There's like a gift shop in the 100 block of 110 North. There's someone who's opening like a little small office. She'll do consulting work and things like that. We have a new nail place that's opening. Let's see.
In an existing,
Yeah, they're all in existing
Oh, okay.
buildings, yes, all of these are. So I think that's it.
That's good.
Which, it's the same thing I'm hearing from a lot of other cities, you know, there's not really any new commercial construction going on right now to speak of, so.
Sales tax holder for it?
Yes, our sales tax continues to look amazing. I'll see if I can
Coffee shops.
log in real quick and look at.
And that building up there by the Iron RV Park, what did that, they put a new metal building there, what is
tool rental.
that part of it?
It's outside the city limits as well,
So,
so I don't always get information on
yeah,
it.
I'm just curious if anybody knew.
Just hope they paint it.
It's what?
I said I hope they paint it.
Talking about the
Yeah,
one
yeah,
with the
seriously.
chain link fence?
Yes, the one.
Yeah, that's tool rental.
Tool rental.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
But I mean, the chain link fence is tools, it's got equipment in there, and then
Yes,
that big
ma'am.
metal
It-
building is also tools.
Probably more like hand tools, power tools
Oh.
will be kept inside.
Huh.
Stephanie, you wanna talk about Christmas on Main?
Do I need to go up there, or do I kind of?
Yeah, if you'll come up here. just
State your
for the-
name and address.
You don't have
Yeah.
to state your name and address, but
Yeah, so Christmas in May, on Main is, all the planning is underway, so the chamber is, seems really loud. The chamber is working to get all of their vendors together and everything. We have our ice skating rink solidified, so they will be setting that up. It's bigger than last year's.
it's solidified.
It's solidified.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't mean to do that, but thank you. So yeah, it's rolling. I'm putting together right now a sponsorship package because that's been asked from pretty much anyone that said they wanted to be a sponsor is like, what levels are there? And I'm like, there aren't any.
Yeah.
And so I'm just putting something together, just really basic, just saying these are the different levels of sponsorship. This is what you get out of it. And I'm gonna be sending that out, and I hopefully have Leslie look at it today so I can get over to the chamber. But we already have 4 or 5 businesses / individuals that are interested in sponsoring. So as soon as I can get that put together, I'm gonna send it out to them. So, and 3 of them are people that did not sponsor last year. So it's already interest from people that were involved last year that are interested in being involved this year. So. You have any specific questions about Christmas on Main? Everything's pretty much going as planned. Yeah, our ice skating rink's gonna be even bigger this year. Instead of having a photo opportunity, we're gonna have a super giant snowman jumper. So instead of the globe where you weren't supposed to jump in it, even though it looked like a jumper, we're having a jumper that kids can actually play in for a while. And then there's gonna be 68 vendor booth spots. About half of them are full right now.
And a lot of food trucks.
We have,
That's
as
what
far as
brings me.
Ashley said, there's 4, so there's 5 technical spaces for food trucks, and all of them have been filled at this point. So, it's been good, yeah. We don't have hardly anybody for the parade, so, somebody wants to be in the parade, but as far as the event itself, it's all rolling and going pretty well, so.
It's awesome. Thank you.
So here's the sales tax report. Let's see if
This looks different from the one that we see at the council.
Yeah, this is total sales tax. This is from, we have we contract with a company to do more specific sales tax reporting. And so this just shows a little bit easier what our sales tax receipts have been. So you can see in this chart, this blue color is for 2023. So we continue to outpace the prior 2 years.
Is it basically doubled since 2018?
Yeah.
19?
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
You attribute that to just
Couple of things.
online shopping?
Sales tax sourcing, the way it changed,
Yeah.
that was around 2018. I think people are just shopping more locally since COVID. Things cost more, so they're paying more in sales tax.
You got more people living here.
Yeah. So it's all of the above, I think. But I think because we've seen it steady growing, I'm not so worried about it dipping as much, and we don't have as many luxury items, I guess, here that are for sale. Cities like Tyler, if the economy takes a big hit, their sales tax drops significantly because people stop buying. We haven't seen that here because it's
have-to-haves usually,
Usually
necessities that we're seeing those sales tax payments on, so.
Good point.
It's not to say you won't see a dip, but it won't be as significant as what some other cities would see. We don't get a lot of sales tax from going out to eat, or, you know, some of those things that people immediately cut back on when the economy gets tight. Any other questions on that?
Did y'all have any questions about the bank statement, or bank statement register?
Alright, if not, we'll move on. We don't need to have executive session. So, that takes us to adjournment.
I'll make the motion.
Got a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Too bad.
Yeah.
You got
We are
the gavel,
adjourned at
dude.
12:51. I like the way
It's
you do it
official.
better than Mayor
Yeah.
Bonsley, who just like,
No way. Every time it gets a laugh out of me because he waits specifically for Georgia to turn. And then he'll like backhand it and stuff. It's always the most creative. Like,
Bah.